seem complicated, but if you break it down and understand the basics of a line, it shouldn't be that bad. So I have the problem written down. It's saying that really what we want to figure out what the difference would be if I graph this line compared to if I graph this line. So let's start with the basics. Y equals mx plus b is the equation of a line, right? M represents the slope and b represents the y-intercept. Now the kx here and the kx here is the same, so that means that the slopes are the same for both of them. But the only thing that's different is this y-intercept over here. Whatever the y-intercept here is, which is going to be the b, the variable b, over here is going to be that number b plus 2. So let's take an example. Let's say if the slope here was y equals 2x plus 2. Then over here, that would imply it has to be y equals 2x plus 4, because whatever the b is, I add 2 to it. Now, if I were to graph this line, it would probably be something like, let's say something like this, right? It's going through 2. But this line would be parallel to it since it has the same slope. But the y-intercept would have to go through 4, so it would be something like this. Now let's look through the answer choices. Compared to line L, line G is steeper. It's not going to be steeper because the slopes are the same in both cases. Line L is 2 to the right of line G. That would mean that it's something over here, which doesn't make sense in this case. Line G is above line L, which makes sense because here's my line G. This is line G, right? And this is line L. So line G will be over here because it would be 2 points or 2 y-intercepts higher. And there's no change from line to line L to line G. Well, obviously there's a change because it's higher than the original line. So that's why the answer is C.